A second game here on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on Fox. We have Michigan State on the road at Oregon, number 6 Oregon, for a classic Big Ten showdown here. The Ducks are 23.5-point home favorites, and this game carries an over-under of 52.5 points. Now, notably, this number opened much bigger. It was Oregon minus 26.5. The market adjusted. The number there was likely inflated from beatdown that Michigan State suffered at Ohio State. But look, guys, Ohio State's just been crushing Michigan State in particular. They've had about an average 35-point margin between those two in the last 8 years. So I think it was a little bit of an overreaction there. Of course, the market thought so too and moved that number right down. Michigan State, though, did get a couple of key pieces back. Starting receivers Jalen Glover, Nick Marsh. They came back last week, contributed a little bit. They only scored 7 points on a short field. But hey, look, QB Aiden Childs. Yikes, man. Just a complete turnover machine. He's had no fewer than 2 turnovers against FBS teams this year. Honestly, last week against Ohio State was the first time he actually didn't commit 3 turnovers in one game. So he's on a positive trajectory, I suppose, but man, he's careless with the football, to put it lightly. Oregon is probably going to get a boost here to their turnover numbers. They only have 3 through 4 games right now. It's not great. But Aiden Childs is going to do everything in his power to make sure that Oregon's defense gets a couple more turnovers here. It's almost a guarantee. I don't see a world in which he walks away with 0 turnovers, at least the way that he's playing right now. Now, despite the conversation around Oregon being kind of lukewarm, they struggled in that opening game against Idaho, kind of a weird game. I think they're doing just fine. I don't know if they're really hitting those preseason top team, second best team in the country expectations, but it's not like we're talking about the 25th best team in the country here, right? That Boise State win that they notched is looking more and more impressive, even if they were lucky to get out of there alive. They're plus 2.33 net yards per play. That's 14th best in the country. Again, we're not dealing with the 40th best team in the country. Dylan Gabriel, it's an Oregon offense here, right? They like they like what they can get. It's 80% completion on his passes, but just a 5.8 ADOT. Pretty much just Bo Nix again. Look, this is a system that works. It moves the football, lets players be playmakers and just out talent the other team. That's what Oregon's been doing, even if it took a week or two to come together. Now, the Ducks defensive line, that's a concern. They get pushed around up front, and it's an even bigger concern because the Michigan State offensive line has been decent. If not great, it's been decent. But look, late down conversions is what Michigan State's actually been doing exceptionally well on offense. One of the few things that they've been doing pretty well is moving the chains and extending drives on third down, third and long. We even saw it against Ohio State a couple times that the defenses have difficulty getting off the field. So if the defensive line isn't getting to Aiden Childs, that's probably going to continue. Now, that doesn't necessarily equate to points. Michigan State's offense, let's be frank here, it stinks. It's terrible right now. But they can move the drives a time or two. They're not going to go 3 and out a ton. Even if it's going to result in no points or a turnover, which is, of course, a frequent occurrence. Now, Michigan State's defense, it's the best defense Oregon, has faced by far. It's head and shoulders above the next best one, which would be Boise State? UCLA? I mean, I really don't know what the second best defense here because they have not faced a fearsome cast of defenses. Michigan State's by far is the best they're going to have seen on the year. And defense travels pretty well. So, look, I would have taken Michigan State at the opening number. Of course, not anymore. I'm not betting 3 points. Even if it's a minor adjustment in expected win rate, I'm just not taking the worst number by 3 points. I do like under 52.5 here, though. I'm considering under the first half, 27.5. Again, Oregon takes what the defense gives them. Michigan State's defense is pretty tight, and I don't know if the market has fully adjusted to how good the Spartans' defense is this season, or at least is playing this season. Again, first half, 27.5 if you want to take the under there, so that Oregon doesn't garbage time their way to the over or talent wins out in the second half. I think that's a pretty smart play. But hop on over to our Discord, where you can connect with over 4,000 sports betting fans and get live updates in the college football server. There, you can join a sharp and very, very active community. We are in the thick of football season, both pro and college here in October. It's never been more active. Love getting in there. Now, don't forget to subscribe to the Lines YouTube for weekly college football odds and betting videos all season long. And subscribe to us on your podcasting app of choice, be it Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're using these days. And drop us a good review if you liked what you heard here. But thank you so much, as always, for watching. I'm Brett Gibbons. I'll see you next time.